my last reason, and this is probably my biggest reason for concern here. From the producer of Uncharted, Spider-Man, and Venom. You know what? If you lead with Uncharted, that is not a good sign. When your first thing that you mention is you got Spider-Man and you mentioned Uncharted before that?
Yeah. Well, to me, the more troubling word in all that is from the producers of.
Yeah.
It's like, what the is that supposed to mean? Like, oh, you trying to impress me with that? That's what you got? That's your trump card? Oh no.
That is, Mark, I didn't even think about that. That is true. Not from the makers of or the director of, no, from the producers.
Yeah, from the people who spent money to make these.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's right. Double Toasted Live is going to be in Los Angeles Saturday, April 27th at the El Porto Theater for a night of comedy, games, and that after party. I can't say that I'm a huge Border fan. I'm not a huge Border fan. I'm not a huge Borderland fan. I have played the game years ago. Now, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there.
Is there?
Yeah. I think the last time I played a Borderlands game is when y'all around like 2011, 2012. Yeah, they've been going on for years.
Yeah.
So I have played Borderlands, but it's been a long time since I've played it. But I've always loved the look of the game, and I've always loved, it's so popular now that, you know, they put commercials out there. I've always loved the marketing for the game. Your money, not your life, but you try to make a movie. They've always had some cool marketing, especially with this trailer right here for the game where, you know, they're playing Ain't No Rest for the Wicked right there. Trailers for these games have been cool, man. And now we got a trailer for a movie. And, you know, this game having gone on so long with so many different games throughout the years. Of course, you know, they've built up a hardcore fan base that knows everything, all the lore, the history of the game.
Has the gameplay always stayed the same?
Well, like I said, I've only played one game.
Okay.
I played it back in the day. I played it solo and played it multiplayer.
I wonder if it was one of those things like GTA where it used to be top down and now you.
No, I think it's always kind of had the same aesthetic to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've had different pieces of DLC and characters that have spun off and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah, and they've built a long history. So I mean, when you have a game going on this long with characters that people love, you better come in and pay some respect to these people out there. You know, this isn't no regular video game. You know, that hit some little one shot.
Yeah.
You know, there's people out there been waiting for y'all to get this right. And so far, a lot of people are saying, and you did not.
Oh, no.
You did not. But y'all had one job. I mean, y'all had one job and a shitload of games to look at to do this. And y'all still doing that Hollywood bullshit.
Man, people are not tolerating the Hollywood bullshit no more.
No. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Usually we look at people who are huge fans of a certain property and then we'll say, you know what, man, y'all are kind of nitpicking. You know, you're looking at things that other people are not going to see, okay? Just let it go. It's a movie. They're going to change some things. But with this one, I gotta say, now maybe I'm not one to come in here and judge or come in here and say, I can't speak for you. You fans know what you're looking for. I'm not trying to bandwagon on with y'all to be cool or anything. But as somebody who always put I put the priority on what the fans want and trying to actually get that property as close as possible to what people love.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of that. I mean, we grew up with comic book movies that just up every year. It's like, why can't y'all just do it right?
We had to be happy, like, well, the costume is red and blue, so that's something.
Well, a long time ago, it's because of money and technology. All right, we know y'all can't do all this shit in the comic book. Y'all ain't got it. Even if you had the money, you can't do this stuff. That'd be magic. And then years later, they had the money and technology. Y'all just don't want to do it.
You went out of your way.
Yeah. And then they start getting comic book movies they start getting them right. And even start getting some video game stuff right. And so that's why people are saying, why can't you do it with this? What happened? What's wrong? And I'm going to give a few reasons why. I got it. But first, in order to even talk about where the fans feel like they're going wrong with this trailer, we have to see it. You haven't even seen it yet.
I've not seen it.
Well, Martin, now you will. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new trailer for the Borderlands movie, and I'll be back to tell you why I feel that the fans have a right to feel like they do.
Kill them all.
I want y'all to know I'm not a hater, all right, of what I've seen here. There could be some promise here, and some potential here. But let me just say that I'm looking at the trailer right here, and immediately, as somebody who's, even if it's just a little familiar with Borderlands, or somebody who has played Borderlands, somebody who's familiar with Borderlands, and if I like the game and understand a little bit of it just from what I played, I can only imagine what it's like for people who have loved these games for years. You're waiting to see a Borderland movie. Meanwhile, looking at this, it looks like they're too busy trying to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie for the mainstream instead of making what the fans want, which is a Borderlands movie. This has been compared to Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's all I could think.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that trailer I'm telling y'all, that trailer is put together to appeal to people, to make them think that they're going to see a Guardians of the Galaxy style movie. Yes, Electric Light Orchestra playing and all.
Yeah. It very much appealed to me.
And the Misfits and whatnot that they're getting together.
Yeah.
Now, this has been compared to Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Fury Road.
Yeah.
You know, it has that colorful apocalyptic look to it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, from a business angle, this could work. I'm not saying that's really a bad thing for mainstream people out there, you know, putting together a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, you know, that could appeal to a wider audience. I mean, let's, you know, before we start talking about what the fans don't like and why I think the fans have a right to feel that way, I mean, let's just go ahead and admit that if you're talking about just the look of the movie, it looks like Borderlands.
It does.
It looks very much like.
It looks like this game you're showing me.
Yeah, they got the look down. They've got the look of the world down. They've got the color palette down, kind of. Maybe they amped up the colors a little bit more. They got details, little small little details that they paid attention to and put it in there. This is from IGN, where they put together a side-by-side comparison of some of the characters. Some of the side characters are non-playable characters or whatever, and some of the vehicles and some of the creatures. They've even looked at some of the backgrounds and tried to get that aesthetic there. Little small details, like even little signs. Duke Hut, no fapping. They put that in the
no dog poop.
Yeah. Like the little pieces of equipment. You see Jamie Lee Curtis operating something straight from the game communicator right there. So it's weapons, wording. Creatures again. So they it's not like they went in and didn't try to at least get the look of the game down with the movie. They nailed it as far as what I'm looking at right here. But some of the true fans out there, they have been complaining to the point where, after looking at what they're talking about and just reading about it and going back and looking at some of the things that they have been kind of just zeroing in on and saying, this just doesn't feel right here. I think they have a right to be cautious.
Okay.
Some people have even been using the word optimistically cautious with this, but some people have been like, "Nah, I'm scared." All right, I just don't see what the reason is for doing some of are making some of the decisions that they have made here.
Okay.
And one, let me just start out by saying, so I have 4 reasons. I have 4 reasons why I think that I went and looked at this and say, you know what? Okay, you have a point. As a fan, one is the casting. So
the casting,
yeah. So a lot of these characters, they're using much older actors.
Oh, okay.
For characters that are much younger.
Okay, yeah.
So like Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did notice that.
As Lilith.
Uh-huh.
And look, Cate Blanchett is still fine as hell to me, but she's clearly older. But she's still fine. She looks like she could do a lot of athletic
You were
things.
lucky to get Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, that's the problem. They're casting people thinking that, okay, we're casting this on celebrity names instead of what the characters are actually like.
Okay.
So, you know, this woman right here, she's much older than this character, and I get it. You're looking looking at that like, why? And especially when they get to Jamie Lee Curtis. That character is much younger than her.
Yeah.
Dr. Patricia Tannis. Now, I'm glad the movie isn't being ageist, but it does bring to the question, why? You know, why couldn't you get somebody younger to play these roles if you know that the fans are looking at this game and they love these characters so much?
Does it take place perhaps later?
Okay.
Okay.
Because they mix them up with other characters that are the kind of age appropriate.
Okay.
You know, so I get that. I get that. I mean, like I said, I think what happened is that you were casting people just based on the, you know, whatever big celebrity name you could get first, instead of actually trying to stay close to the character. Now, when you see the movie, maybe it won't be that big of a deal, but from a fan perspective, you know, asking like, just that's a legit question. Why? You know, you really didn't have to do that. You could have cast any younger actress out there who was also a big name. I don't know why they would do this. And you know, and you know these people love this game. And it's too many games for y'all to be, you know, coming in and taking liberties with these characters like this. You know people gonna complain. You know, so I mean, I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm not saying it will, but don't act crazy when people are like, what y'all complaining about? Well, you know, I get it. You know, it's fun. I complain about comic book movies where they change stuff all the time. So I get what y'all are saying, where y'all coming from. Now, also Gina Gershon is Mad Moxie right here. You know, she's beautiful woman. All of them are beautiful women. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're not, you know, I know all them old bitches. You know, I ain't saying that. They're all beautiful women. Gina Gershon still sexy as hell, but just not really the character as far as age goes, which kind of changes things. Are people saying some of these characters are physically miscast? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart as Roland.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So Roland is this. He's a soldier who's kind of a little on the serious side and taller than Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is wacky and short.
Well, he wasn't being so wacky in this trailer.
No, he was not. And I'm gonna also tell you something. In their defense, or in Kevin Hart's defense, that character, when you go and look at that character's bio, he is tall. He's almost a foot taller than Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is 5'3" or something like that. Yeah, 5'4". This character's 5'11".
Okay.
So, you know, it's not like this character is crazy tall, but when everybody's saying, look, man, when I think of this character, I'm thinking of just a bigger dude, even if he's not that tall. Now, it might be a little sexist here because they're looking for a bigger black dude. And by the way, why I'm saying this is sexist kind of because the dudes that they're picking the names they've been bringing up. Some of these are dudes in their 50s.
Yeah, see.
Idris Elba. People have been saying, man, I can see Idris Elba playing this role of Roland.
Yeah.
Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
And people are, man, I know he's up there, but man, he still could have done it. Meanwhile, Kate Blanchett, that old bitch.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
so but I get it. People look at the physical side of it.
Well, okay. I mean, is Roland's height, is that really such a big part of his character?
No, but he does get the appearance of being probably bigger than what he is. Because nobody's measuring the guy. He just seems like a big figure, an imposing figure.
Right.
Some people are saying, you know, if you want to go younger, Michael B. Jordan. Now, Michael B. Jordan probably wasn't available. You know, he's a busy guy. But some people are saying something like that, you know.
I mean, you know, Batman and the Punisher are supposed to be big, you know, imposing figures. And none of the actors who played them have been. Ben Affleck's the closest.
Yeah, but also a lot of those properties have not done very well either, you know. And a lot of times they try to make them at least look bigger. Ain't nobody making Kevin Hart look bigger.
There's only so much you can do, man.
Let me go to this trailer.
I mean, you know, Kate Blanchett is clearly much taller than him.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at this shot right here. They have not tried to they try to put a box under him or anything. You know, the people are saying he just looks kind of, you know, the character's a little more imposing, and Kevin Hart. Well, and people have a point. It's listen, if nothing else, it's just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart again.
Well, no, you know, because you know how maximum Kevin Hart is. Like I said, he's toned down here.
Yeah, well,
he seems to know that, okay, this is not the Kevin Hart show.
He's not. I get what people are saying when they don't think he's that character. Even when he's toned down, he's still being Kevin Hart. And there's a reason, you know, because right now people are kind of getting, heart fatigue.
Yeah.
You know, he's in a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of movies. And no
Yeah.
matter he tries to change, he's kind of the same guy and everything. So a lot of people just saying, listen, that just like we were talking about with Pedro Pascal, it's like, I don't see no Roland. I see Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Which I get. And there's a reason for that too, which I will get to in a little bit. You know, with these other dudes, like I said, maybe it's a case of black don't crack, but they are older.
Yeah.
But I get, so there's a double standard, but I do get the thing of being like a more imposing
That's
figure.
an old picture. Michael John.
Is
White.
it?
Yeah.
I still got it though. I actually thought when I heard about this and I heard Kevin Hart was in the movie, I'm not bullshitting. I thought Kevin Hart was going to be the robot.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
I thought they were actually going to put him in a box and have him ride a little unicycle at the bottom throughout the movie. I thought he was going to be in a box the whole time. Hey, I'm a robot. Hey, yo, I'm shitting bullets. Little feet hanging out the bottom, little tricycle down there, little unicycle. I'm not even bullshit. I thought he was going to be the robot, but you know,
well,
they got Jack Black for that.
Yeah, I would say if you have Kevin Hart and Jack Black's going to be the robot.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Now, I will say that some of the casting does look good. I understand exactly what people are talking about with those characters, 100%, and I think y'all have a point. Some of the characters, I think they kind of, and again, I haven't really played the game in years, so I might be out of line here. But the character of Tiny Tina, Ariana Greenblatt, I thought she looks good. Krieg, guy who kind of, guess like he's her enforcer or whatever. Florian Munteanu, he's the guy from Creed 2. He's
okay.
He's,
okay.
He's
The
Drago's son.
Yeah.
He's a big son of a bitch right there.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Marcus, Byron Davis. Thought they kind of got that down right
Yeah,
there.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. And well, you know, okay, so I was impressed with how they built Claptrap because I think he looks just like the character in the game, and I think Jack Black would be a great voice for him. You know, he's a little different than the character in the game, but he's got the attitude down. So you know, so some things that I thought they did right with casting. Just to let you know that I'm being fair right here, but the others right that y'all are complaining about heavily, I 100% get what y'all are talking about. Here's another reason why the fans should be worried and concerned about this, and where they have a point in being a little bit concerned about this. So this has this movie has a very troubled past.
Oh yeah.
Or somewhat of a kind of a from what people have heard, kind of a messy behind the scenes. So this is why I say that people are probably getting a little tired of Kevin Hart, because this movie was supposed to come out. I'm sorry, it actually wrapped in June of 2021. So years ago.
Okay.
So now, you know, it's a whole different thing now with some of these people, including Kevin Hart. But I think they delayed this maybe because of COVID, but it wrapped a long time ago. So but you know, like I said, maybe COVID kept it from being released.
Probably
or
so.
Productions, or they just don't want to release it at the time, whatever. But there are other problems with this though. So Craig Mazin, the guy that did that, he's most known for Chernobyl, the writer on Chernobyl. He was a writer on this. He said, "Take my name out this shit."
Oh.
Yeah, they said, what are we supposed to do? I don't know. Call me Joe Crombie. That's a name that. So they say Eli. By the way, the movie is written and directed by Eli Roth.
Okay.
Co-writer is Craig Mazin.
Okay.
Out here, but he said, yeah, take my name off and call me Joe Crombie.
Okay.
So who knows what's going on with that? And in addition to his name being taken off as writer, it's been rumored that there's about 10 other writers that have been rotated through with this. On top of that, Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool,
Yeah.
he had to come in for some reshoots.
Okay.
And I don't know, it could be said that Eli Roth might have been too busy doing Thanksgiving or something, but he didn't do the reshoots. They brought Tim Miller in. Now, either that means that, yes, Eli Roth was very busy, or they wanted somebody else to come in and do it.
Well, I'm more excited about Tim Miller than I am about Eli Roth.
Yeah, but it's mostly Eli Roth. It's his movie.
Right.
Yeah. So, which I 100% like support somebody doing something different. He's known mostly for doing horror. So I hope this works, because I would love for him to do something different and actually be a success for him. But, you know, those things don't, until we see the movie and see how it is, those things don't really bode well hearing that kind of messiness.
It's fine when, when Joss Whedon took over for Zack Snyder on Justice League.
That's a great point, Mark. Great point. That worked out very well. Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
have nothing to worry
The
about.
only person who liked that movie was me.
Yeah, see? It worked for you.
Years later, I said, I'm sorry. I still had fun, but I am sorry. I was a dumbass. I laid a great point. Well, number 3, and this one is definitely a deep dive fan thing. So they're confusingly mixing the storylines in here. So a lot of the fans are saying, man, y'all just took something from here and just slammed that shit all together in a way it doesn't make sense. That's like, I looked at one comment on YouTube, and this guy who's a super fan had to,
Ooh, boy.
He wrote off,
He's mad.
Ain't nothing but why did y'all change all this stuff? It don't even make sense. Why is this character doing this with this character? Why are they doing it in this timeline when they existed in this timeline? You know, and he
Sit down,
was,
son. Let me tell you how movies work.
and he says, I hope somebody can answer my question in detail. Otherwise, I'm just confused. He didn't even come in to say, man, the hell with y'all. Y'all know what you. He's like, I just don't understand. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking at 2.5 minutes, and it looks like a jumble. But if you could tell me what's going on, I'm cool with it. You know what? I don't know what half the stuff is he's saying. I don't know what any of it is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know any of this history that he's talking about. But a lot of people do, and I would say that while maybe it won't mean that much to newbies, it will mean a lot to the fans. But even then, for people who don't know this, it still could be a bad script. Because again, it's one of those things. They've done this with comic books and other video games where it's just kind of like, let's just take the parts that are the big highlights, the parts that everybody knows, are the parts that we can just pick real quick, and the parts that are the most popular, and let's just put them, together. Not only because it's recognizable, not for any real story reason. Again, maybe it won't work out that way, but that is a reason to kind of be concerned, and I think everybody should be concerned about that. And number 4. My last reason, and this is probably my biggest reason for concern here. From the producer of Uncharted, Spider-Man, and Venom. You know what? If you lead with Uncharted, that is not a good sign. When your first thing that you mention is you got Spider-Man and you mentioned Uncharted before that?
Yeah. Well, to me, the more troubling word in all that is from the producers of.
Yeah.
It's like, what the is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you trying to impress me with that? That's what you got? That's your trump card? Oh, no.
That is, Mark, I didn't even think about that. That is true. Not from the makers of
No.
or the director of, no, from the producers.
Yeah, from the people who spent money to make these.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah, be afraid. Be very afraid.
And it just says Spider-Man? What Spider-Man?
See, that's another, yeah. It's just generic as Spider-Man.
Like everybody, good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. What the hell y'all talking about? Yeah, man, I don't know. This is not a good sign, y'all. Just these words, these jumble of words right here.
Spider-Man that was on the electric company.
Yeah. Just from the guy that was Spider-Man on Times Square.
Yeah, right.
He's producing now.
And Venom.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Yeah, see, I got you.
Well, even Uncharted, I'm like, oh, come on.
No, oh yeah. I mean, that's the first thing you want to name, Uncharted. God damn, boy.
Like, look, this is all we had.
That means if you put you could have put Spider-Man first.
Yeah, I could have said just Spider-Man and Venom. That'd have been fine.
Hell, if y'all put Uncharted first, I mean, y'all don't care about this shit either.
No.
I don't know what y'all doing. Oh, now listen. All that said, since I'm not a hater, I truly understand the fans. I'm with you on it, but there is part of it that looks like, hey, this could just be fun. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's nothing what the game is, and that would be terrible for people out there who want to have fun with this too, or are huge fans of the game. But it all aside, it could just be just dumb fun.
Yeah, just like with Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie didn't really resemble the Guardians from the comic books, but hey, it was its own thing and it worked and it was hilarious.
Only thing is that Guardians were just down here, you know. Borderlands is still up here for a lot of people, you know. Borderlands is still a popular thing.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
okay.
so, you know.
Well, you'll always have your game.
Well, I hate when you say that.
I mean, listen, I get where you go like, I wish they had done this. But like the guy with the list, you know, it is that kind of ageist stuff. Like, why does she look 40? But I would be more on that side if I didn't watch that trailer. I had fun watching that. I don't know how this movie's going to turn out.
Yeah.
You never know. You know, trailers are built to make you want to like the thing. But I can say that watching this, all of it was a delight to me. Usually there's parts where I'm just kind of like, all right, here we go. But this whole thing, I was like, man, I want to watch this movie right now.
I was watching it and said, "This looks like it could be fun." It looks like it could be, you know, just a dumb movie that's just,
Yeah.
you know, just and by the way, a dumb movie that's pretty well made visually, you know.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, yeah, it looks cool, and it could be, and it could be a lot of dumb fun. But also I was thinking, like, damn, well, y'all sure trying hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, I'm also buoyed a little more positive after watching Twisted Metal. Because to see the commercial for Twisted Metal, I was like, all right, it's like a goofy show based on a video game, and I'm sure everybody's gonna hate it. And I loved it to death.
Yeah. Which one was that?
Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Yeah. I'm half and half with this. Half of it looks like, hey, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm like, this could be fun, but the other half of me is saying, like, yeah, it looks like they're doing the stuff that I hate that they do with comic books and video games. Yeah, some of this annoyed me, but you know, it's only because of what Hollywood keeps doing, man. But hey, I'll sit back and give it a chance. I definitely want to go in and have fun with it more than go in with a, you know, big bias or carrying a lot of baggage with it. So I don't know.
If it's, you know, if it's done well, it'll make me want to go play the game.
And that's another thing. Avi Arad is attached to this.
Oh, okay. Never
You know
mind.
what?
Forget everything I said.
Reason number 5, Avi Arad. If y'all have known, if you know Avi Arad has come in and with a mini comic book movie. Now he's got y'all's video games.
That was the best thing Kevin Feige could have done, was get this guy out of the room.
Yeah, man. So there, number 5. I say number 4, I mean 5.
Oh boy. Maybe that's what they mean by the producer of.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now I know he's had his name on something. I think he has his name on Venom. I think.
Yeah, he does.
But this man
he has ruined so many comic book properties.
He makes stuff for money and toys. He does not care about that, and I'm telling y'all, I mean, that's what this feels like. It feels like an Avi Arad special.
Yeah.
I'll have the Avi Arad special over here. The don't give a special. Yeah.
So he just wants to scrape the grease trap.
Yeah. So there y'all go, man. There y'all go. My reasons to be worried if you're a fan of Borderlands. What do you think, y'all?